Imagine watching a normal clip, just a few seconds, no major dialogue, no dramatic scenes. But somehow, something about it feels different. A brief glance, a small movement, a barely perceptible gesture. And in an instant, the internet explodes. This is what happened when a simple moment between Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai turned into a hot topic of conversation among fans. It all started with a short video that seemed unremarkable at first. There was no dramatic music, no emotionally directing narrative. Just two young stars in the same frame. Yet, precisely because of its simplicity, the small details in the video became so striking. In the clip, Song Weilong is seen making a subtle gesture toward Zhao Jinmai. The movement is quick, almost like a natural reflex, but it's clear enough to be captured by the camera. Zhao Jinmai, on the other hand, gives a response that makes many people pause and think. It didn't take long for fans watching to begin analyzing every second of the video. They slowed down the footage, zoomed in on facial expressions, and even compared it to other interactions in the past. Every tiny detail became a clue they deemed important. What really made this moment so captivating wasn't the gesture itself, but rather how naturally the two actors executed it. It didn't feel contrived. In fact, that's what made many feel there was something hidden behind it. Song Weilong is known for being quite calm and sometimes unpredictable. He rarely displays his emotions openly in public. But in the clip, his expression seemed slightly different, softer, more focused, as if he were paying special attention. Meanwhile, Zhao Jinmai displayed an equally interesting reaction. At first glance, she seemed relaxed, but upon closer inspection, a subtle change in her expression was evident. A brief, faint smile was enough to raise many eyebrows. Fans began connecting this moment to previous interactions. They recalled interviews, promotional events, and even behind-the-scenes footage that might have previously been overlooked. Now, it all felt like pieces of a larger puzzle. Discussions quickly erupted on various social media platforms. Some believe it was just a coincidence, while others believed there was a special dynamic between the two. This difference in perspective only fueled the topic. Interestingly, there has been no confirmation from either party. Neither Song Weilong nor Zhao Jinmai has remained silent, offering any clarification or comment on the circulating speculation. This silence has only fueled public curiosity. Some fans argue that the reactions seen in the video reflect a comfort that can't be faked. They see it as a sign of a naturally developing closeness, not just a professional interaction. However, others point out that as actors, the two are accustomed to building chemistry. What they see on camera could simply be a result of their experience and professionalism in acting. This debate is all the more intriguing because there's no definitive answer. Everyone is free to interpret the moment according to their own perspective. And therein lies the appeal, a little mystery open to interpretation. This phenomenon isn't new in the entertainment world. However, there's something different about the moment when it feels so spontaneous. No script, no setup, just a brief, naturally captured interaction. Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai are known as young stars with rising popularity. Their presence always attracts attention, even in seemingly simple situations. Perhaps what makes this moment so powerful is that it feels so real. It's not overdone. It's not dramatic. It's just so subtle. And sometimes it's the little things like that leave the deepest impression. Over time, the clip has circulated, rewatched by millions. Each time it's played, a new detail is discovered, a new perspective emerges. It's as if the moment will never truly be over. For some, it's simply light-hearted entertainment, a fun speculation to follow. But for others, it's proof that even the briefest interactions can hold greater meaning. And perhaps, ultimately, that's what makes the entertainment world so fascinating. It's not just about what's clearly shown, but also about what's hidden in those tiny, almost missed moments. Is there really something more between Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai? Or is this all just a figment of fans' overly intelligent imaginations? The answer likely won't be revealed anytime soon. But one thing is for sure, a small gesture has managed to create a huge ripple. And as long as the mystery remains unsolved, people will continue to come back, rewatch, and wonder, what really happened behind that moment. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how one small moment can change the way people view the relationship between two individuals. Previously, many saw Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai simply as professional colleagues. But after the clip went viral, that perception slowly began to shift. Some fans even began to notice old details they'd previously overlooked. The way they looked at each other in interviews, the way they stood close together at public events, and even small gestures that might have once been taken for granted now take on new meaning. This phenomenon demonstrates the powerful influence of perspective in shaping a narrative. When someone believes something is special, every interaction seems to support that belief. Conversely, if viewed neutrally, everything can simply return to normal. On the other hand, some are beginning to question whether the pressure of public attention will impact them. Often, excessive speculation can actually create awkward situations, especially when every move is constantly scrutinized and analyzed. However, to date, both Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai have continued their activities as usual. There have been no noticeable changes in their attitudes or interactions with the public. This only adds a layer of mystery that fuels curiosity. Some fans are choosing to enjoy this moment without jumping to conclusions. They see it as part of the charm of the entertainment world, where small details can create big stories that captivate the imagination. Interestingly, this discussion also provides a space for people to share differing perspectives. Some focus on analyzing body language, others pay more attention to emotional expressions, and still others simply go with the flow without giving it much thought. As time passes, perhaps the attention to this moment will gradually subside, replaced by new topics that emerge. But its imprint will remain as an example of how a brief interaction can have a far-reaching impact. And ultimately, whether it was mere coincidence or something deeper, the moment left a lasting impression, a reminder that sometimes the most compelling stories emerge from the simplest things. Even after the conversation began to die down, one thing lingered in the minds of many, a lingering sense of curiosity that hadn't been fully answered. The moment may have passed, but its impact lingered, like an echo that slowly faded but never completely disappeared. Some fans kept returning to the clip, as if hoping to discover new details they'd previously missed. With each replay, a different perspective emerged, making the fleeting moment feel alive and evolving. Behind all the speculation and theories, there was one reality that couldn't be ignored. The power of human connection, no matter how small, could captivate so many. Whether it was real or perceived, the allure remained just as powerful. And perhaps that's precisely the beauty of it. Not everything needs to have a clear answer. Sometimes a small mystery like this is enough to make the world feel more interesting and keep us asking, wondering, and waiting for what will happen next.